So when it comes to looking at errors, there are just a few formulas that you need to remember. So the absolute error is just going to be P minus P naught. What P naught is in this case is the approximation of P. So remember we were saying F of X minus P2 of X. So in this case P naught, P star was the approximation of F of N, of P, where P is F of N. Then relative error is just P minus P naught, P star there over the actual value there, right? And then finally, if we're approximating to a certain number of significant digits, right? If we're approximating to a certain number of significant digits, what we say is that P naught, P minus P star over P, so all of those should be in the absolute values, should be less than or equal to 5 times 10 to the power negative t, where t is some positive integer. So t represents the number of decimal places or of digits. So for instance, we say we approximate P to 5 digits or 6 digits or whatever. So that's the t there, the number of digits. So this comes in handy when we're actually working with certain calculations. I'm just going to briefly go through some of the common ones that you will find. Right, some of the common ones that you will find when working with these. So first one is just a simple one for relative errors, right? So finding the relative and absolute error. And so we've been told to find the error of pi and then the approximation to 22 over 7. For this one, it's pretty straightforward. The absolute error is going to be pi minus 22 over 7, which is absolute error there, which is pi minus 22 over 7, which gives me something like 1.264 times 10 to the power negative 3. The relative error is just going to be our absolute error over pi. It's just going to be, so if we divide this by pi, so don't erase it from your calculator. If you divide that by pi, what we're given is so those are it's going to be 4.02. So that's supposed to be the absolute values. So 4.02 4 times 10 to the power negative 4, right? So that's how you find the relative error. And most questions tell you to find the absolute and relative error between the two. This of course is, we're going to do it more when we actually start looking at the solutions for equations in variables and all, like, but just important to know these formulas. Now, one important type of question, one common one that you find in most cases is a situation where we've been told to say, say we have 150, right? We have 150, right? And then P star approximates 150 up to an accuracy of 2 to the power negative 3, right? So how do we actually go about finding what the possible range of values of P star? Because we want to find the possible range of values of this one. To do this, we use the relative error, because this is relative, right? This is relative. So we say 150 minus P star over 150, right? So the absolutes there should be less than 10 to the power negative 3. And then from here now, we just go about with the calculations by saying, if I say 10 to the power negative 3 times 150, that's going to be 0.15. So I'm going to say 150 minus P star is less than 0.15, right? Then now we're just going to find the possible values of P, which is plus or minus 150 minus P star, right, is less than 0.15. So there are two possible values here. One is P star, if we multiply throughout by negative, they are going to have P star minus 150 is less than 0.15. So P star should be less than 150.15, or we're going to have 150 minus P star being less than 0.15, and then here we're just going to take the P star that side and say P star should be greater than, right? P star should be greater than, if we subtract 150 minus 0.15, that gives us 149.85, right? So that there. So the range of values is between this one and this one. So basically what we're going to have at the end is 149.85 comma 150.15. So this is the possible range of values for this one, and that's how we go about with most questions that ask you to approximate p star if it approximates it to that accuracy. If we're working with digits, that's why now we use that other formula that I had shown you. So if we're working with digits, where you say the number of digits, you place it in that t there, right? Okay, so it's a quick one on just how to go about with errors. And of course, we'll solve more questions once your tutorial is out.